verify the third law of simple pendulum, which says that the time period of the pendulum is directly proportional to the square root of the length of the pendulum. In this case, we will keep the mass of the bob and the amplitude constant. We will compute the radius of the bob and we will note it down, and then we will follow this table of observations and calculations. Number of observations will be 3, as we have done in the previous experiments. Length of the string will be measured and will be noted down in the second column. In the third column, we will add the radius of the bob in the length L1 of the string to find the total length of the pendulum. Then we will find the time for 20 vibrations, once, twice, and then we will compute the mean value. Using this data, we can find the time period of the simple pendulum. T mean time divided by number of vibrations, 20, and in the end we will calculate this value, time period divided by the square root of length. Okay students, let us perform this experiment. The pendulum with the length of 100 cm is already set into vibration. We will note down the time for 20 vibrations and we will note down this value in our table of observations and calculations. Similarly, we can take 2 more sets of observations by changing the length of the pendulum, and we will fill out our table of observations and calculations. Okay, the length of the string L1 was 99.2 cm. The radius of the bob was 0.8 cm. When we include the length of the string and the radius of the bob, the total length of the pendulum becomes 100 cm. The time for 20 vibrations for 100 cm length was 40 seconds for the first time. For the second time it was 41 seconds. The mean value comes out 40.5 seconds, from which we can find the time period, which is 2.025 seconds. And then we compute time period divided by square root of the length of the pendulum, which comes out to be 0.203 seconds. Similarly, we can change the length of the pendulum by changing the length of the string, and we find out the time for 20 vibrations, from which we can find out the mean value, finding the time period, and then this last column where we find the ratio between the time period and the square root of length. We can see that for the first, for the second, and for the third observation, this value comes out to be 0.20 seconds. So from which we can conclude that the time period of the pendulum varies with the length of the pendulum, from which we can conclude that the time period of the pendulum is directly related to the square root of the total length of the pendulum. Let us discuss some sources of errors in this experiment. First of all, how to position the thread between the corks. The cork should be placed in such a way that the two parts of the cork are exactly parallel with each other. If the position of one of the cork is above the other, then this will give you a wrong reading. So this is wrong, so you need to correct it. The two corks should be in line. Then the second thing is, when you fix this cork in the clamp, you should keep it in mind that the thread is tight enough so that it do not slide under the weight of the pendulum. Thirdly, it should be kept in mind that the bob of the pendulum is not spinning during the vibrations. So if the bob is spinning like this, then this will again give us incorrect readings. Regarding the vibrations of the simple pendulum, this is a wrong method of taking the number of observations. As we can see that the pendulum is not moving in line with the mark. Now we can see that the pendulum is moving in line with the mark that we have marked on the ground. But in this case again we can see that the amplitude of the pendulum is very large. So we have to wait until the amplitude of the pendulum decreases to a considerable extent, and then we will note down the number of vibrations. And the length of the pendulum should be kept between 70 centimeter and 120 centimeters. Another precaution that the students must follow during the experiment is that the height of the bob from the ground should not be very large. If the height is large like this is a wrong method of taking readings, and it should not be touching the ground like this. This is again a wrong method of taking the observations. The height of the bob from the ground should be very small, but it should not be touching the ground. Just like this. And the last thing is, while noting the time for n number of vibrations, the stopwatch should be started when you start counting from 0, not from 1. You will press the start button and the stopwatch will start, and then again at the 20th count you can press the start button again, and the stopwatch will give you the reading for 20 vibrations or for any number of vibrations that you consider.
You can take this objective physics practicals from Ilmi Book Depot, Urdu Bazaar, Lahore, or you can download directly from my website. Your readings may be different from these readings. Check these readings as a reference. Thank you.